Hello dear students, so here we are with the chapter number 3, human reproduction, and today we are going to discuss in the second part of this chapter about spermatogenesis. See, when we are talking about spermatogenesis, it is the process of development of male gametes in human body, right? In the last video we have discussed about the male reproductive parts and how they are developed, and in this video we are going to develop that how finally these mature male reproductive parts they are forming the gametes within them, the male gametes within them, that is sperm. So here we start. First of all, we have to make it clear that for the formation of gametes, there are three main hormones which are regulating the process of gametogenesis, that is gonadotropin releasing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. These are the three hormones which are actually responsible for regulating gametogenesis. Beside this, vitamin E and vitamin A, they are also required for the process of gametogenesis. If there is deficiency of vitamin E in the diet, it can also lead to the sterility. Yes, that is the importance of vitamin E. Okay, now gametogenesis in both male and female, it is divided into three stages: multiplication phase, growth phase, and the maturation phase. First of all, here we are going to talk about spermatogenesis, and spermatogenesis is formation of spermatozoa from the primordial germ cells. These primordial germ cells they are actually extragonadal in nature, and as we have discussed in our last video that spermatogenesis it occurs in seminiferous tubules of the testis where these primordial germ cells they develop and they form finally the spermatozoa. Okay, so this spermatogenesis process starts at puberty. Now, actually, when we try to define spermatogenesis, it is the process of formation of spermatozoa in the seminiferous tubules of testis. The walls of seminiferous tubules they are lined with cuboidal spermatogonia and columnar Sertoli cells. Now, spermatogonia they are derived from the primordial germ cells. Okay, and at puberty, spermatogonia they divide to form spermatozoa. And at this time, the Sertoli cells they are providing nourishment to the developing sperms. See, these Sertoli cells they are playing very important role. They are releasing three biochemicals which are responsible for the process or for the completion of spermatogenesis. The one is anti-Mullerian hormone, and second is inhibin hormone, which give negative feedback to the pituitary gland to and hypothalamus to stop the release of testosterone and androgen hormone. Another hormone which is released by another biochemical that is released by Sertoli cells are androgen binding proteins. Okay. Now, if we look at the process, there are some steps which are followed during spermatogenesis. We are going to talk about them. Okay. So here you can see the steps which are followed during spermatogenesis. What happened first? The germinal epithelium or the primordial germ cells they develop or they divide to form, or they first of all spermatogonia they enlarge to form the primary spermatocytes. The primary spermatocytes they are diploid in nature till now. Okay, these primary spermatocytes they divide to form two secondary spermatocytes. This division is meiotic division, first meiotic division, and it reduces the number of chromosomes to half. Okay, so first of all the spermatogonial cells they divide into primary spermatocytes, and these primary spermatocytes they divide into two secondary spermatocytes by first meiotic division. Now these each secondary spermatocyte which is carrying the half number of chromosome is going to divide to form two spermatids, and this is by second meiotic division, right? Then each spermatid which is actually now haploid it changes its shape to become the sperm, and this transformation of the circular spermatid to a sperm is called spermiogenesis. Okay, that process is called spermiogenesis. Actually, if we look in human beings, the maturation phase is the longest phase of spermatogenesis, where the spermatid is developing into sperm. Okay, so let's revise again. See, first of all, what happened? The spermatogonium, they are differentiating, or they are dividing by into spermatogonia by mitotic division. First of all, the they enlarge in size, that to form the primary spermatocyte. This primary spermatocyte undergoes first meiotic division to form two secondary spermatocytes which have half number of chromosomes. Now each secondary spermatocyte will undergo second meiotic division to form the spermatid. Okay, till now it is called the multiplication phase. Okay, multiplication phase and the growth phase. Clear? Then, in the maturation phase, what happened? After first meiosis, the secondary spermatocytes are formed, which develop into spermatid, and these spermatid, they develop into the motile. Actually, spermatids are non-motile. When they develop into the motile spermatozoa or sperms, that process is called spermiogenesis. Okay. Now, after spermiogenesis, the sperm head, it get embedded into Sertoli cell. Okay, and then it starts developing the structures. Okay, now if we talk about the male reproductive hormones which are responsible for spermatogenesis, here we have to understand that the most important role is of GnRH hormone, gonadotropin or releasing hormone, which is released by hypothalamus. Now this GnRH hormone, it stimulates anterior pituitary gland to release the gonadotropin. It can be either luteinizing hormone or it can be FHS, follicle stimulating hormone. Now the luteinizing hormone will stimulate the Leydig cells, and the follicle stimulating hormone will stimulate the Sertoli cells. Now Leydig cells, they are stimulating they are releasing testosterone, which is finally, if it is in excess, it is controlling or stimulating the process called spermatogenesis. If the level of testosterone or the androgens, it exceeds, then this exceed level of testosterone gives the negative feedback to GnRH to stop the secretions, so that anterior pituitary gland will stop the secretion of LH and FSH. Beside this, Sertoli cells, they are releasing the androgen binding protein, and this androgen binding protein will be responsible for the concentration of testosterone in seminiferous tubule. Now, if there is excess of spermatogenesis, then inhibin hormone is also released by the Sertoli cells, which will also act as the negative feedback for GnRH, gonadotropin hormone. Okay. Here you have to remember that testosterone, which is secreted by Leydig cells, they are helping in sperm production, they are helping in development of secondary sexual character, and also they are giving negative feedback to hypothalamus. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the structure of sperm. The sperm has three parts: the head part, the middle part, and or middle piece, and the tail. See here, this diagram is showing you that how the spermatid will develop into a sperm. The non-motile spermatid, it will develop into a motile sperm. Okay, the motile sperm, which will finally having the head region, middle piece region, and the tail region, right? So this is the zoomed structure or magnified view of the male human sperm. So if we talk about human male sperm, the head, it is covered by a cap which is called acrosomic cap. Okay, now acrosomic cap is having the acrosome, that is a bag like structure filled with lytic enzymes. Okay, so this This lytic enzyme will help in the dissolution of granulosa layer when fertilization occurs. Now below the head region there is the neck. It is a narrow region. It contains the proximal and distal centriole. Okay, these centriole at the point where the middle piece joins the tail, this axial filament or neck region is forming ring-like structure called annulus. Okay, now in that part of axial filament which lies in the middle piece, it is surrounded by a spiral sheath of mitochondria. It is also called Nebenkin sheath. Okay, nuclear part of the head of spermatozoa consists the DNA, and the neck region it consists the spiral mitochondria, that is also called as Nebenkin sheath. Okay, now this DNA, the DNA that is present in the head region of spermatozoa, it contains basic protein that is called protamine, right? Now next region of the sperm is the middle piece region. It is also called the energy chamber. Middle piece of the sperm is also called the energy chamber, and yes, that is the piece which is surrounded by spiral mitochondria or Nebenkin sheath. Now the entire sperm is enclosed by a plasma membrane. Thin layer of cytoplasm is present in middle piece, which is known as manchet. Manchet. There is ring centriole that is present at the distal end of middle piece. And the last part is the tail part, which is the longest part of the sperm. The sperm moves with the help of tail, and there is basal granule of tail in the distal centriole is there. Okay. So this is again the tabular form which is showing the structure of sperm, that there is a plasma membrane which is surrounding the whole sperm region. The head region is there which is containing the haploid nucleus which contains the DNA. DNA is having the basic nature protein called protamine. The cap is there, anterior cap, acrosome cap is there. Acrosome is a bag-like structure filled with the lytic enzyme hyaluronidase, which is derived from Golgi complex, and it helps in fertilization with ovum. The neck region is the connecting region of head and the middle piece. The middle piece is having the spiral mitochondrial or the energy, it is also known as the energy chamber of the sperm, and tail is the longest region which is helping in the motility of the sperm. Now if we talk about number of sperms released at the time of ejaculation, there are 200 to 300 millions of sperms, and out of them only 60% they have the normal shape and size, and 40% are motile, and they will be struggling together, competing together for the process of fertilization. So this video was the start, short explanation about the process of spermatogenesis. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the female reproductive organs and the process of oogenesis and menstrual cycle. So that was only a short video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to prepare your notes for spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis. Now you can just draw the flow chart, and you will get good marks if you will just draw the flow chart in the answer. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.